raised bed shelter. Now you can use this anywhere. One of the nice things that it does for you is, as long as you can find the materials or create the materials, you don't necessarily have to use a tree or some sort of other natural upright for your shelter. What's made up of is basically 2 litter poles and then 2 tripods. How you make the litter itself depends on what you have with you. The nice, easy, and convenient way to do it is that second use for the bed sleeve that I talked about. So normally don't do it in this order, but just so you can kind of picture things, how they're going. This is going to be our bed, and you can use several things to make the litter. Now, bed sleeve is specifically designed to be able to do this. You just run the 2 bolts, that simple. And if it's warm enough out that you don't need insulation, then you just basically use it like that, almost like a hammock. Now, to do your tripods, so I'm gonna grab 3 poles. I purposely cut these poles to different lengths to show you. It really kind of doesn't matter how long they are, just as long as they're long enough. They don't need to all be the same. But from that pocket hank, I'll take 1 strand. What I'll do is I'll gather up these poles. I'll stand them up. Because generally when a tripod is built, you use a lashing, right? You leave them side by side, you wrap around all 3 several times, and then you do what's called frapping, which is actually a wrap around the line in between each pole. I don't necessarily like to do that because that takes a lot of time. It takes up a hell of a lot of cordage, right? And I want to do things fast, simple, and easy. So what do you think we use to tie these all together? The zip tie, right? And people are shocked at that, right? And a simple arbor knot will actually hold it, but with paracord, it will. So I have my jam knot, and I just tie another overhand knot, just like that. You guys see that? Then when I dress this up, that second overhand knot as close to the jamming knot as possible. And what I do is I just wrench it down. Right? Now this is gonna take some adjustment, but now that I have these all connected, now I just start kicking the legs out. If that seems solid, I'll leave it. If not, I'll keep playing with it, and I'll really wrench down on this. I'll go ahead and at the other end, build another tripod. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick a side. I'm just gonna pick 1 pole. That's where we're gonna have that interface. Depending on who's gonna be planning on sleeping here, could be bigger, could be smaller. Depends on who you are. So what I'll do is go ahead and shove this first pole through. And this isn't the final position it goes in. I just find if I'm using a bed sleeve, this makes it a little bit easier. So now this is being held out. It just makes it easier getting the second pole in. So what we do from here is this pole is going to be on this side, this pole is going to go on the other side. All we do to set that up is, I kind of messed myself up with that long one, but no big deal. So I'm just going to pull this to the other side. And what happens is I let friction hold it up. Now you can kind of see that it took shape there. I got it a little close to my tripod. So my tripod's got a little bit close, so I'm gonna back him up. Now I'm kind of close to the ground there. If I want to get higher, I just kick the legs out more. If I want to get myself higher off the ground. So I got a good height there. And I'll just keep on manipulating it till I get it where I want it to be. All right, we check this. If it feels a little bit loose, I just yank on it and tighten it some more. We'll check this tripod. That one's pretty good. Now, I've got a raised bed. Works almost like a hammock, right? I can lay across this. Like I said, if it's warm weather out, you can just use it like this, like a hammock. Or if you want to, you can stuff this inside full of browse and make it a raised browse bed.